Hello, computer scientists. This is Mr. Lang here, and I'm going to work through a tutorial on our Arduino projects that we've been working on and kind of showcasing some of the skills. I'm here in my Linux and Ubuntu operating system. I'm earning that through VirtualBox's application to run my virtual machine. Here's my VirtualBox's settings down here. So here I am again in Linux and Ubuntu, and I'm going to start off by showing us our Arduino IDE. So here's a program that we did, and what this program does is as I turn a potentiometer up, basically your volume knob on your radio, or maybe you have lights at home that dim, and you twist a knob and it turns the lights up or down. So that's my potentiometer, and as I increase my potentiometer from 0 volts, which is turned all the way down, up to 5, I'll be able to see those volts, and as I hit a threshold of 2.25 volts, my LED on my pin 13 is going to come on. And so I'm not going to bore you with all the code, but you can kind of see some things that I have here. But what I think is cool is I like to turn on the serial monitor. And right now I have my potentiometer all the way to the left, as you can see in my picture-in-picture. And as I turn it up, I see my voltages increase. My LED is not on yet, but as I get to 2.2 and over, it now turns on based on my comparison operator looking at my analog read, and if it's greater than the threshold of 2.25, it turns it on. So you can kind of see me going back and forth, and as I cross under the 2.25, it goes off, and as I go over it, twisting this knob left and right, you can see the LEDs come on and come off. So kind of cool. All right. So with that, you guys, another thing that I was introduced by one of my students. Thank you guys for teaching me new cool things. Is a serial plotter. I think this is cool. There's my 0 to 5 volts, and as I am increasing my potentiometer up to 5 volts is where it maxes out. You can kind of see it right over the 4 there, and my LED light is on. And as I go down, excuse me, and reach underneath 2.25, which it is now, my LED light is off. So I thought that was kind of cool, that serial plotter. So with that, you guys, that's just part of the magic here. So pressing my Windows key, Get Cracking is a really cool piece of software that we've been using to manage our Arduino projects. And we first started off with a basic program called Blink. All right. And so if I go ahead and load up Blink. I checked it out, if you will. I actually have to close my Arduino IDE here because it's not active, and so I need to go ahead and reopen this. And since I checked that out, I now have Blink loaded up. Well, it should be as this loads up. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. And now I am actually on my Blink program. Let me go ahead and send that to my Arduino. And now it just received it. And now my LED is blinking, and it does nothing with my potentiometer, nothing with the serial monitor. It reads nothing right now because, again, the program doesn't show it. So it's kind of cool how we started with just this basic program and then increased our way up to digital reads in the serial port. We started learning how to use the serial monitor to see our actual programs working. That's kind of a good testing center for us. Fade, where we then started to fade our LED, where we then merged some things with our master branch, where we then put a push button in, and we actually blinked our LEDs based on pushing the button. So excuse me for that. I'm going to go ahead and check out my push button there and kind of showcase that. And let me go ahead and load up my Blink file there. Again, I have to turn off my Arduino or close it and then reopen it. And then as I have that checked out and Get Cracking, it now is opening up to my push button. So now I brought in some more programming to it. So it's looking at the button state of my push button. And as I push the button, it will give me zeros and ones. And so I'm wondering why that is not showing up right now. Oh, probably because I am still on. Let me see if I'm on my, I want to go to my serial monitor, and I'm going to have to debug that. That should be scrolling through, showing me zeros and ones. Well, you know what? It's still on fade. I never uploaded it. So I loaded the program, but I never uploaded it to the Arduino board. There we go, Mr. Lang. Now it's done uploading. And now if I go to my serial monitor, I see zeros and the time frame of when it is zeros. As I press my button now, my button is number 1 and the LED light comes on. So kind of cool. All right, so I turn it off and it goes off. I click it and it comes on. And again, you'll be able to see that in my picture-in-picture, which I'm hoping to have in here. So I'm going to go ahead and close that and minimize that. So here again, you guys back in Get Crackin', this is really cool to be able to see all the different programs that we have worked on. And not only can we open it up through the Arduino IDE, but we can actually click on that and look at our programs here as well and see maybe what we took out, what we added. You can see that I've took out our serial print line potentiometer value to voltage when I made a new variable called voltage now. So we converted our 1023 down to 5 volts. So that way we can see anything from 0 to 5 volts using a float. All right. So again, this is really cool. You can always look at the file view just to kind of see what it looks like, or the difference view. Really cool with Get Crackin'. We make a lot of commits. So not only do we have it here in Get Crackin', I'm going to go ahead and check out my latest one, my LED potentiometer, is we actually then push our programs up to GitHub. So that way, if something happens to our computers, we can always have a backup of our Arduino Labs, Arduino Training Labs. And right now, here are all of my branches that we have, and looks very similar to those branches that we have right. Well, let me open that back up. All of these are the same branches that we have here. Again, we just push that up using that right there to push up to the GitHub repository. So I'm going to check out again, or look at my LED potentiometer, and I can again go to my Lab 1 Blink. There's my INO, there's my file, and so I can actually look at it here, and then I could actually edit this file right in GitHub. All right, and so if I was at home and not on my virtual machine, I could do some changes here, save those changes, make a commit down here. So then when I get back to Get Crackin' here at school, I can then pull that off of my GitHub repository, and I have it here on my local machine to load up in the Arduino IDE and actually run the Arduino. So really cool. Again, the Arduino Training Labs is one of my repositories of few. So GitHub is an amazing thing that we've been using for this project. And so thank you for joining me on this adventure while I show you some of the cool things that we did with our Arduino for our Arduino Training Labs. Now I'm looking forward to handing it over to you guys to see the amazing things that you guys can create out there and blow our minds with all the different sensors that we have. So again, we just touched the surface. I can't wait to see what you design and develop. So cool. Till next time, have a great one, computer scientist, and keep developing.